Hello, everyone. Welcome to Keynote Session 8, being chaired by Dr. Manish Arora. A very warm welcome to him. Dr. Manish Arora is a faculty of the Applied Arts Visual Communication Department at IIT BHU with over 27 years of teaching experience in this field. He holds the prestigious Raman Postdoctoral Fellowship for Indian Scholars in USA at Johns Hopkins University, Baltimore, under the Singh Obama 21st Century Knowledge Initiative from University Grants Commission, New Delhi. Currently, he is the coordinator of Design Innovation Center at BHU and continuously engages in experimental work with various students at UG, PG, as well as PhD level through exhibitions, projects, seminars, and conferences. So, for the participants, I would request all of you to ask your questions through the chat session. And over to you, Dr. Manish.
Thank you, Sweta, and very good evening to respected Ravi Powai sir, Ajanta Sen ma'am, and all organizing team. On behalf of Banaras Hindu University, I am thankful to all of you to invite me. And for this session, I'm ready for the next presentation. Hopefully, I am chair the session of today's session. And if participants have any questions, then it will good for that. And other announcement given by Ravi Powai sir in the last session, because we are hosting next event in Banaras. If anyone have any questions, that's good for me. Otherwise, Typo Day is a very good platform for students, for faculty members, or for any other professional or non-professional persons also. I also learn lots of new things from the last more than 10 years. I continuously engage with the Typo Day as a research paper presenter, as a participant, as a poster presenter, as a sometime team members or as a committee members or so many other things. And this is very valuable platform for any graphic design resource person, especially in the 2D platform and for the right now in the web design and so many other platform also. The typography is a changing movement of Indian typeface industry or Indian typography industry, including the higher level of higher education in the graphic design, visual communication, or industrial design also.
Very warm welcome to Ivan Moreno. Thanks so much for coming to Typo Day. He's from Mexico, South America. He's a graduate of Centro de Estudios Gestalt. At some point, he joined Pampa Type, based in Veracruz, Mexico. He designed the Sans typeface Fresca. It's a 2011 Google Fonts and with multi-line layered colored and animate typeface Antorcha, again in 2010. Antorcha, which revives the famous 1968 Mexican Olympic fonts, won an award at Tipos Latinos 2012. His typeface Vixarica won a prize at Curta Biennale de Typografía Latino American Tipos Latino in 2010. Yeah, he's done a whole lot of typefaces. Yeah, and thank you so much for being here, taking the time to be here, Ivan. So we'll pass the floor on to you. Over to you.
Thank you very much. It's an honor and it's a very special pleasure to be sharing with you a little bit of my work. And well, I start sharing my screen. Thank you. Well, this presentation is called Hypnotic Revivals, and I'm gonna talk about a little bit about 4 projects in which I was involved in reviving these 4 typefaces. But first, I'm gonna talk about how I started when I started in type design. I had no experience at all, and as many people and students introducing themselves in the world of type design, I started doing modular geometric typefaces, such as this one. This is my first digital typeface, and it's called Pipiola. Pipiola is an Spanish word which literally means someone with little to no experience, and it was to me a way to learn about the technology, but as well as the letter forms in the Latin alphabet. And well, in this typeface, I made a lot of mistakes but that's the first step when it comes to learning and growing. I had a crazy and grown idea of adding serifs to this typeface made of modular pieces. And as you can see, this is a letter P where I experimented with the length and the size of these serifs, but it was really just a silly experiment which led to nowhere. But to me, it was part of a learning process and a growing process. Since the first minute I got my hands in type design, I liked the process. And well, here I'm showing one Spanish pangram, which is a phrase with all the characters, including our letter N with a tilde, or which is pronounced ñ. And well, this phrase is: la lenta pingüina extranjera tragaba carroña mezclada con fruta vieja, queso y whisky. Well, pangrams obviously are untranslatable because, well, each script and each language has its own phrases showing all the characters in the alphabet. I did a little experiment as well with this system, consisting in animating the same modular pieces, the square and the segment of circle, the quarter of circle, to form the upper and lower case of the Latin alphabet, including our letter ñ. And well, this is a phrase with a double meaning, because when I was younger, 13 years ago, I was a student of graphic design, not yet a type designer, and I noticed that everyone who go through type design start with these experiments, which are to some degree very basic, but this is a great learning curve to develop the sensibility of letter forms and many other requirements to become a type designer. And the other meaning, well, in these difficult times, I think, well, education and programs like this, where we can get together from all places around the world, I hope we are gonna get through this. My next typeface, someone who likes to play games and video games, it was an homage to the video game Tetris, and in this case, it was called Tétrica, which is another Spanish word which means tetric or horrifying, because I think that is what it was. But it allowed me to play an experiment on other levels, like with the contours, expanding or varying the shapes to represent other figures as well, like clouds or like electronic microchips. In this other phrase, which is literally means I play, therefore I am, juego, luego existo. And this is another one of the pieces I made. Then I started with another experiment in which I had just a module, which was this squarish figure, which I call capirote, which capirote is a hat used in all schools to punish students. And well, I punish myself with this strange rule of adding just this piece and rotating it 45 or 90 degrees. And well, it allowed me to experiment a little bit more. And all these typefaces were before I received any formal education. And preparing this meeting, I got like an interesting surprise, because seeing the logo for the 2021 Typo Day, I had another similar typeface back in 2008 called Serpentina, which is this paper used in parties to celebrate. And it was a derivation of a pixel font, which had 3 different styles. And through layering, you could use 2 colors to maintain like this fold paper aspect. And well, I got the surprise seeing how as well you experimented with the same idea and got to a very difficult and different result. And it was a very pleasant surprise to see it and to scratch in my old files. Well, at some point, I got into type design master degree, and well, some of the ideas I had were translated into a more sophisticated shapes once I learned about coding, about different styles and history of type design. This was an exercise in one of the courses, which led me to experiment with another layer of which was time and animation. And this typeface, which I designed back then, was called Automata, which is kind of like a program of a robot which simulate the writing of a human. And this is another program I designed back then. It literally translates to something which is so random, but you have to include all letters of the alphabet. I will try to translate it. Is by strange as it seems, my sandwich is dripping vodka and strawberry jam. Oh. And this is an experimentation with rotating counter shapes or counter forms, in which I added a little coding to this experiment. Some time later, encountered this example from 1914 called Alpha Blocks from American type founders, and it immediately caught my eye because it had the same characteristics I was looking for, which was the modularity, the geometry, and the possibilities of this type system. This type graphic system consisted of metal pieces which individually could be used to form letters of any height, of any form. As you can see, there was a linear version and a reverse version, but it doesn't end here, because, well, as you can see, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. These projects, I always keep them on the side of my main design practice, and they allowed me to experiment and to play with these ideas. This experiment, for example, is not yet published, but I like to play a lot with the shapes, with the textures, with the patterns, which are something very important to me, to get lost in the geometry. One of the examples there was these two words, national radio, which to me resonate a lot with the previous experiments I already did. And it was another, well, the first revival I did. This is, by the way, not a colored capture. This is all the Moiré effect, in which the lines, when they get closer, they start to appear as if they had a color, which was a really nice surprise when I started to revive this style. And I revived as a layering form, in which the two styles could be applied on different layers, and you could reproduce the same feeling of the original system, but in digital. And this was poster I designed for an exhibition, but it wasn't selected. But here I show it to you, the different heights you can make patterns and figures that you can design with the system, not only letters and text, but also image. And here is the rest of the character set. At this point, I already had a formal education and I already knew about encodings, about sets, about all kind of groups of characters from diacritics, monetary, punctuation, and so on. And here I added a little something that was swatches and contextual alternate, which allowed me to make a complete flowing text. But to name it, I didn't name it until I found out that the American typefounders wasn't the original typeface. The original typeface was called NEPO, which means literally, which is an abbreviation of negative and positive, which are the two styles. I switched the syllables, and in Spanish, pone is literally translates to put or to set, and it was a nice term to describe what you can do with this typeface and all the basic shapes. Just preparing this presentation, I found out through the Letterform archive and digitalization of a specimen from the Gujarati Typefoundry typebook, which is a specimen featuring English, Urdu, and Sanskrit typefaces with decorative elements. And this was from 4 years before. And in this book, you can see, well, this first page, one of the ornaments used with the use of this typeface and how you can combine or you can also use it to make other writing systems like the ones Sarang or Ankita used then show us, but also, well, the Latin alphabet. And to me, it was a surprise because, well, I'm now presenting this to you. And on the next page, we can see that it also had the same structure, but now in the negative series. But also, this sample of this particular typefoundry is also from another typeface from 1934 that was like a great finding to this talk. I'm always on the look of new projects to revive, and I like to confront with projects which are very large. In this case, this typeface, which is very iconic in Mexico, this is the typeface from the 1968 Olympic Summer Games. The name is not commonly known. The name is Mexico Olympic. And I started to look for it in catalogs, and friends and colleagues of mine sent me some samples of use. I'm not exactly sure if this was commercialized for a brief period of time, but as you can see, some extra characters were designed for this Mexico Olympic typeface back then in the original. There are, of course, some others versions, but I'm not taking those into account. For example, there is this photo setting named Hotline, which is obviously the same as Mexico Olympic, but with a few alternative characters like the letter A, E, F, N, and M, in which it is not exactly the same, and they were able to publish them with no consequence. This project is really an academic project, not a commercial one, because, well, I would have a lot of trouble publishing or selling this. In this project, what I try to make is simulate the same typographic system, which is very similar to a lettering system in which the letters are co-joined, which the three strokes are where the three strokes are shared among the letters. And these are not ligatures. These are like puzzle pieces which are joined together. And to do this, I have access to some examples. I obviously can show them because they are copyrighted. But in the original system, all the names of the sports as well as the venues and cities holding the events had I could decipher which pairs of letters were already there, and all I had to do was fill with the remaining ones. This is the example of the A, and join it with some of the other letters of the Latin alphabet. And this is as technical as this talk is gonna get. This is how it started around 12 years ago in FunLab Studio 5. And well, I had to make all the contextual pieces for beginning, middle, and ending of a word, but also of digits, like you see in this 68 and this digit 54. But I had to do it for the rest of the two-digit combinations. In this case, well, in yellow, you see the piece that is on the left, and in red, you see how the piece forms on the right. Obviously, when you apply only one color, you can perceive this. But well, this is kind of like the process, had the very basic characters, joining them and making like those ligatures, but immediately breaking the ligatures to make only individual characters. But you had to make this not only for left and right, or beginning of end of, in this case, digits, but to the center pieces, which are preceded on the left by one digit and on the right to another. But then you have to do that with letters. Once the system was already tested, it was only a matter of many weeks of hard work. This GIF is very slow to load, but that's the main idea with this example. And well, I always dream it, but it never got into the making to make it so you can color different layers and have also different widths of a stroke. But for now, it's just an idea which I keep waiting. One of the only applications came through an ex-student of mine called Hector Gomez. He was working for a magazine called Bicentenario, which had a special number back in 2018, commemorating the 50 years of this bittersweet moment in history for Mexico. And we could do for each article published in this academic magazine a typographic composition using Antorcha. Antorcha literally means the torch that the athletes carry, and to me is like a way of saying, well, I'm just passing the torch to the next generation to someone who wants to make another thing with this system, which I had a lot of respect for. And these are the compositions that we made back then. The magazine talk about the visual identity, the sports, but also, well, the negative events that took place just 10 days prior to the inauguration of the games. One of the pieces which I'm most proud of, well, it comes after this, and after this, is the cover of the magazine, in which we were able to reproduce one of the styles, original styles, with the style of the magazine. Obviously, this is no longer typesetting. This is composed like lettering, because you can do this the typeface. And this piece I'm very proud of. On to the next project. The next project began as a commercial project. Back in 2012, along with a friend of mine, which is an illustrator called Mariam Karbasi, he designed the icon, and I designed the text part for this logotype for a company based in Texas called Master Mold Tunneling, which they are plumbers. They offer plumbing service for homes. And I discovered another typographic modular system, a multi-line linear, in which I based this design, but this is just an abstraction of it that I made that time. And I wasn't thinking a lot of that project, but with time, I started to pay a lot of attentions of examples of use of this typeface called Stripes by Letraset by Anthony Wendman. This typeface is really lettering system, a lettering sheet consistent of all the characters you could use on a piece of paper. You have to anytime you use one of these characters, you run out of them, and you had a little guide to compose pieces of text or lettering. To me, this is not is an hybrid between typography and lettering, even though the style is very geometric. As you can see, is composed of 8 lines. These some of them were handed to me by Dan Rattigan of Letras Log, and I also got some from him. And in one of the original catalogs, the system was described as an intention to be used filling the blank space of or not tracing the interior lines to make, as the word stripes is shown here, different settings. But for now, in digital, my revival only consists of the first style shown in For Lovers of Type. And I got around a lettering manual, which show various of those letters. As you can see here stripes. Some of them I often think if I have the time, maybe I can make more revivals of them. Another I'm going to talk about is Jog Line, which is 3 typefaces below stripes. These are some other examples of famous Letraset typefaces, which was the leading company dry transfer lettering. And I choose this character as the not deaf character, which you're supposed to put a square in this blank square in this character to indicate that a character is missing from a typeface. But I found out that Tony Wendman went to Greece and didn't pursue anymore his type design career. But it was the time to decide what to do with this project, and this project got the name Octothorpe, which is the name of the number sign character, is like the most correct name, and it also relates to the 8 lines system. And here is an anagram I made with the word, in which, well, I think the Octothorpe had op or optical root in technology. And well, this is another experiment in which I get lost in these exercises, and to me they are very, very hypnotic, like the name of first intention. But how did I get to that point? Well, I started to look for samples of use. At first, I didn't find many, but with the ones I had and the ones I thought there were great examples, like these logotypes or covers for books or lettering for articles, what I did was separate the words to study how the lettering was used and how the system was being taken care of. And then I dissected into 3 letters groups to look at how they were joined, and they were joined in 2 ways. One of the ways is that they only overpose the shapes. Another way is to correctly join, but those to me are like the same connections. And in these pairs of letters from the samples, I studied how they were connected, and that allowed me to put rules on the system, and obviously put my hands and brain at work exactly very similar to what I did with Antorcha. And as you can see, you may need different versions of letters depending on if the connection comes from the left and right, and in this case, from the bottom of the top or the top position. And that is what allowed the system to get a complete flowing sensation of the letters being drawn that way. But those, again, are individual characters and not ligatures. And this is what the set looks like. In red, those are only the original character alternates in the system. And in black are the complete system of Octothorpe, of the updated characters. As you can see, there were a lot just for the uppercase letters. But of course, you have to be able to also design for another characters that you don't know. And that allowed me to explore the history of the development of those characters, like the Indian rupee. And I hope that with this audience, you approve these designs. And with time, I have been encountering more and more samples of use. This is, for example, a poster from Argentina by Eduardo Canovas. This is a poster for a pharmaceutical company for a brain medicine. And the name Tony Bral is said, well, first in the original as the poster, and then in Octothorpe. And you can see one was not connected, but with Octothorpe is connected. And what amazes me about this composition is to think about with all the limited resources, they were able to illustrate a brain seen from above with these lines of different width again, and in this symmetrical composition using only letters B, P, number 8, letter O or Q, that are well hidden in the composition. I started to see a lot of this composition and in music videos from the 1970s, or many publications that use it as display typefaces. In this case, the designer that made this, of course, was proposing a lot on top of the system, because you couldn't just draw this with the original system. You needed to add a lot of modification, in this case, the width, but also the roundness of the lettering, in this case, of the word freestyle. And it goes very well with this subject of skateboard tricks. This is going to take a close-up. And as you can see, those typefaces were very popular, the geometric style in the 70s, at least and I replicate this style for a friend of mine in another state in Mexico that made an interview to me, and his project is called Letter Ink. And I made this art for him. And what I love about this system is that you almost cannot perceive the word. You start to see abstract shapes, which could mean anything or even nothing. And also, right about to be published, I started to frequent a lot of Instagram accounts which register lettering in the streets, like this one from Spain, from this is a barber shop called Mar or C. or these fashion stores in Zaragoza, another Spain city, in which the person making the design had to propose these line variations, and well, I immediately put in contact with them, and I showed them what the possibility with animations could be explored. And those are some exploration using Octothorpe and different line weights for those. This is lettering. This is not the typeface yet, because well, it consumes a lot of time to make different styles. And some other website that has helped me a lot is Fonts in Use, in which I got users submit new or old uses of known typefaces, like this one from the United Kingdom, which is an aquatic park that uses the same idea, but with field system. And around the same time, a friend of mine invited me to a poster exhibition from the website Shows Your Type, in which you have to illustrate with lettering a city. In this edition, it was the turn of Mexico City. I did a representation of the chaos of the city, of its roads and its metro line, the subway lines from Mexico City, which is the capital city of this country, and also the one of the most populated cities in the world. Here's a close-up of this composition. And I calculated that if you wanted to make this system possible, I would need to do 36 different styles that you could layer or change the color to make any of the possible combinations. But of course, I don't have the time or the intention to make this, but because it would be a lot of time consuming. And this is what I'm referring to when I say that these typefaces are hypnotic, like with these compositions. And I started to exploring this. This is no longer a font or a typeface. These are just animations changing color of one line. But it didn't end there. Another experiment was with adding weight to groups of lines to simulate this light pattern, or to add field lines with a different color, in this case simulating shadows, or another animation seemingly infinite, in which the colors and the widths are varying. And this is also what I'm referring to, hypnotic. Or this piece in which the colors are in sequence. Well, if I really put my hands to it, well, I could produce any more variation of the same subject, but that is what I intend that the user try to make. I think in the time of dry transverse lettering, some of the restrictions were like a challenge to the user, but nowadays users are no longer challenged to play with letter forms as much as they were in the 70s of the last century. And this is an example of an anagram with my complete name. This phrase also means nothing. It means literally rum, the beverage. Water's better, my mobile type, which means literally nothing in Spanish. It makes no sense, that phrase. Later, they invited me to illustrate with a drop cap an art session from a newspaper called El Heraldo de Mexico, and I did this piece simulating a wire interlocking, and I enjoyed really much collaborating with them. It was published for an entire week on the newspaper, and it was of the most renowned newspapers in Mexico. Also, a friend of mine invited me for a special black and white theme number of an art and design and culture magazine, and I did this piece on the right with the RGB code for black and white, in this case 255. 3 times. But like not only typographically speaking, I'm a fan of these letters, but also I'm a fan of the musical and the use examples of use in the vinyl industry, which there are very few. In this case, I have only found 75. It's not a very popular typeface. This had cost me a lot of hard work searching for this example of use. But also it was a very good way of finding new music and add it to my playlist. I can share this playlist at the end of the talk if you want. And also, well, I've been finding music that is no longer produced or distributed with this style, which goes from jazz to rock and roll to modern music. And there is a great way to get to know other musicians and to be inspired by what the designer probably was thinking when they choose these typefaces for these album covers. And once the typeface was published, this is one of the very first use for cultural magazines. And it surprised me to see what other people think, a way people think they can use this typeface, very different from what I envisioned it, but on a positive way. This is one of the very first uses. It's called Racar. There has been other uses, but people still are not publishing their work, so I can only show you one, but others are on the way. And I also started playing with the idea of a variable font, but it also just stopped there because it is very difficult to maintain consistency just in the main uppercase characters, and all the others, the numbers and the ampersand. And those are not only the ones that are in the typeface, but there are also a lot more. So it will be a lot and lots of hard and repetitive work to make this. But the ideas are there also for the user if they can decipher a way to make this in the future. And well, just on a positive note, this is, well, a composition showing you Octothorpe, what you can make. And in this case, it's a page of a notebook that you have to put your address if you, in case someone find it can return it to you. But in case I altered the phrase saying that in case of loss, please return to your senses and you will be all right as a reward. And that's where the phrase ends, and not in the monetary reward in case you lost the notebook. Moving on to the last project I revived. This is called Jog Line by Gabriel Fumaral Martinez. And in this case is another geometric, another modular and multi-line style with very few characters. Gabriel Fumaral Martinez was a graphic designer who was 20 years old when he submitted this for an international typeface competition by Letra Set. And in Catalan, which is a language in Spain, one of the official languages, jog means play, and literally means playing with words, which is what he did. And I like this system a lot because it allows you to play with the pieces like if they were mosaic titles or just modular pieces in which the legibility gets a little bit compromised, but it's a fun game to decipher what it is because it's both ornamental and typographical. In this case, the typesetting is very tight, even negative, be able to join those letter forms. In this case, I only found one example of use by this artist, Marcela Laiserova, in which in the cover, they had one variant of the acute accent, the diacritic used in many languages. But in this interior of the album, they use this other form of diacritic in the letter A, and it was very inspiring to me to do it, no? And to this point, I say, well, type no more. Let's wrap it up. And this is an example of use of, this was a workshop I took with David Jonathan Ross, a Drawbot workshop in which I load the typeface, and I was able to do this composition. In this case, it used the military code in which Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie are the code names to spell the letters correctly without any ambiguity. In this case, the letter I, the code is India. And here is what I am so grateful to you, and I say goodbye. And thank you very much to the Indian Institute of Technology and the school IDC School of Design, and all the people who make this project possible. And if you have any question or want to get my contact details, or want to be able to explore all the resources with time I used to document, here are the links. I can also copy them in the chat room. And thank you very much. And this is the last slide. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, George, Ivan, Marino, Marjun. Yeah, I hope I got it right. Yeah, your talk was so inspirational, and with all the experimentations and explorations, wonderful work. Thank you so much for being part of Typo Day. It was a really nice closing keynote, with a lot of vision in it. And I think it's also shows the path for all our students to see that if you persevere and if you take inspirations, you can actually do wonders. Thank you again, really so much. We've got a lot of nice comments on the chat box. Yeah, so many of them. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's really an honor to be part
and
of a
such
very
beautiful
program.
work. Yeah, so much inspired from Mexico. This is great stuff, very well researched and designed. Yeah, excellent job, a great Mexican inspiration, excellent work done. Yeah, fantastic work. It is really lovely to see such interesting output. Olympics visual identity is such an interesting subject to study. Kudos. I really love the Rupee type. Yeah, excellent, Ivan. Brilliant work. Thanks, Ivan. Thank you very much. Yeah. So
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so really very, very happy you be part of Typo Day. Hope we can have you here physically someday to India and maybe conduct a workshop with our students. It will be a great experience. Thank you
Of
so
course.
much. And yeah, we also wish you all the best for the good work you're doing. It's been really an inspiration. Go ahead.
Hasta luego.
Thank you so much. Hasta luego. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Muchísimas gracias.
Hasta luego, okay.
Hasta luego. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much.
It was so nice to.
Can I get in touch with you? I put my
Yeah, so
my information.
I really love the colors that you use. Okay, so rare to see colors in type. So for one, I love the colors. I also love the way you make, your mobile art out of typo is wonderful. It would be nice to see more of those sometime, like whole series of them. So I was wondering who your inspirations are from design. So many Mexicans have been inspired by Aragon and, designers like that. So who are your inspiration? And not necessarily for type, just the whole aesthetics and functionality and all that.
Well, yes, thank you. The color is a very, very special part of Mexican culture because we have all the traditions, all the in fashion, in food, in everything. You see color, and it's part of our lives. And I think that's very inspiring. I find inspiration, from everywhere, from history, from music, from literature as well. My favorite designers are Le Terror Underwear, are two top-notch experimental design studios. and I think through the years they have been very inspiring to me. I love also lettering. Whenever I see, for example, the mosaic titles in the streets or architecture in general, I find that inspired as well. And I see this part of typography as again, you can be very formal, and that's a very important part of the design process, but also you can get lost in experimenting, in almost to destroy legibility to compose something new, and that's as well part of the process.
Nice. So we want you to come to India sometime and show your work face to face.
Thank you. That would be a really great honor. Thank you so much.
The session was really excellent, and the presentation is really very experimental and world level. Thank you for that. And my remarks is that this type of presentation is very much necessary for all the participants, and this experimental work and awarded work inspired all of us. Thank you, sir, and handed over to you.
Thank you.
On behalf of Typo Day, we sincerely thank Dr. Manish Arora for chairing the session and to Ivan Moreno for his wonderful presentation. I personally loved it a lot. Thank you so much. And a big thank you to all the participants as well.